And I want to just thank everyone for coming out. We have great speakers, but first I want to introduce our gracious host, James Cecilia. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for our host, James Cecilia.
Thank you, Mr. Jackson. It's great to be here to welcome everybody to our facility. We're Good Intentions. I'm one of the owners, and we're very proud of our new location. We're able to host events here, advocacy events, and this is our second of a series of advocacy events. Today, we're going to be talking about HIV and little sickle cell anemia awareness and other issues in terms of care for the community and outreach. Good Intentions, we invested in Good Intentions last July and have since brought the business to a higher level, both in our quality of our services, our new product lines that we now represent, and of course, helping people get approved. We've been very successful at that. We're one of the best in Illinois to get people approved. If you have one of the conditions, which is usually in the back of one of our cards here, and you have a doctor or not, please come to Good Intentions and we can help you. In the meantime, we have a great event here for everybody today, so stick around and let's see, we'll learn something new today. Thank you.
All right, as they say in showbiz, let's get this party started. First, we have a great set of speakers, okay? And I want to start with Ready to Live, and I want to tell you something special about these ladies. They have a very passionate story to tell, and they can best tell it. So let's put our hands together for Ready to Live.
We have an organization called Ready to Live, the Lakia May Davis Foundation for Sickle Cell Disease and Awareness and Research. If we can get the slides going a little bit, the reason why we started this organization is in memory of our niece that we lost in 2011 from sickle cell anemia disease. Here's a little background for that story. In 1993, a gentle soul by the name of Lakia May Davis was born and diagnosed with sickle cell anemia. Like many sicklers, Lakia and her family faced great health and financial obstacles because of this disease. Unfortunately, Lakia would succumb to her illness at the tender age of 18. During her lifetime, Lakia was determined to educate people about sickle cell disease and advancing the rate for a cure. So today our mission is to enrich the lives of individuals and families affected by sickle cell disease. The purpose of Ready to Live is to strive to improve the quality of life for sickle cell disease families by providing financial assistance, public awareness, and advocacy campaigns and fundraising that support research for the management and cure for the disease.
Good evening, everyone. Okay, so we'll go over a brief summary of what sickle cell disease is for those non-medical persons. So the term sickle cell disease is a group of genetic red blood cell diseases. People with sickle cell disease have abnormal hemoglobin, which carries oxygen in our blood. And that oxygen doesn't get to vital organs, and it doesn't operate properly in the body, which causes severe anemia and organ damage. A few fast facts about sickle cell disease: approximately 100,000 Americans have the disease. About 1 in 365 African American births are result in sickle cell disease, and it is a predominantly African American disease. However, the disease does it affects the Hispanic community, and it also affects the Middle Eastern portion, like Saudi Arabia and places around the Mediterranean Sea. And globally, estimated is really a significant disease. Globally, it's affects over 25 million people, with 300,000 patients born each year with the disease. And a lot of those cases, like I said, come from sub-Saharan Africa, from the Middle East, in the Caribbean, just all around the world. And so there are a few types of sickle cell disease, but we'll just keep it simple and identify the most common and the most one that has the most impact on people. Now, the very top one, the hemoglobin SS. So HBSS, that is one of the most severe types of sickle cell disease and the most common amongst Americans that's diagnosed. Also, the HBS thalassemia, the third one, that's also a very severe form, but more of a rare form of sickle cell disease. And then our last one is HBAS. So that one, that represents the sickle cell trait because it is a gene and it's a genetic disorder, right? So that HBAS, that represents just the trait. And what that trait does is when you have the trait and you with someone, your partner has the trait also when you're about to conceive to have a child, your chances are 1 in 4 or a 25% chance that your child will have sickle cell anemia. However, if you have, say if you both person, it doesn't mean that you have to have the disease, but say if two people do have it, the trait, and they have a child, they also just to have the child have maybe a 50% chance of carrying the trait. So I just wanted to just point this out and show you this slide to show that it doesn't mean that when you do have two people have the genetic trait for sickle cell disease, it doesn't mean that you have to have the disease, but your chances are more likely that you will have either the disease or the trait. And so some of the symptoms of sickle cell disease, so most of the symptoms of sickle cell disease are related to anemia. And so the symptoms can range from mild aches and pains and being able to get a cold easy, get the flu easy. So those are like kind of the mild symptoms that people display with sickle cell. But some life-threatening conditions really impact the health of the child and the person when they do have sickle cell disease, such as the acute and chronic pain crises, which is usually the cardinal sign for this disease, in which a lot of times the patients, they have to go to the emergency room multiple times out the year. They're prescribed different narcotics, different medications to help control the pain. So chronic pain is really a huge issue with sickle cell anemia. And so just to kind of talk about why we're kind of here and we're like so happy and lucky to see we can engage and bring awareness to people is to try to figure out what alternative ways that sickle cell patient can use to help handle their pain and better manage their pain. And of course, like I said, the affections, stroke, they're very at high risk for stroke, heart disease, pneumonias, and kidney problems. And so the burden of the disease is really significant if you look at it when you're dealing with dollars. So annually, about $2 billion is spent on the care for those suffering with sickle cell disease. Now remember when I said in America, it's close to about approximately 100,000 people. So they really rank up a big bill in medical bills when you're talking about treating someone with sickle cell disease. 20 to 30% of those children with that severe form SS experience stroke and cognitive impairment. Stroke cases is really big among pediatric sickle cell patients, and it's close to a quarter of it accounts for the pediatric strokes among African American children. And like I said, once again, due to those bad pain crises, it really affects the quality of life for those living with sickle cell. You know, they miss a lot of family functions, they miss a lot of days of school, so it really significantly impairs their quality of life. And so, like, we really want to focus on ways to improve the quality of life for them, and so they won't feel so left out of the bubble when it comes to living their, like, ordinary life. And lastly here, we just mentioned the Sickle Cell Anemia Act of 1972. And when that came to came to present, it wasn't received that well, but however, since its implementation, it did show that death rate of people, those with sickle cell, has declined significantly since that act was implemented. Okay, and so go forward with treatment and research. And so current treatments has been fairly around for a while. We do the newborn screening, so all newborns born in the U.S. are automatically screened for sickle cell disease. Once again, the pain management, and it's usually narcotics that's prescribed for those that have sickle cell to help manage their pain. And a lot of times they build a tolerance. Unfortunately, they also build a quote-unquote reputation in a lot of medical facilities they go to as drug seekers. So a lot of times their pain aren't even managed. As opposed to, you know, other types of pain. You know, like if you go to the hospital, you have cancer, your pain probably is going to be a little managed better. But those with sickle cell, unfortunately, they face a stigma of being a drug seeker because they unfortunately have to rely on narcotics for their pain. And penicillins, antibiotics, and blood transfusions, and that hydroxyurea, those are like kind of only the main sources for treatment for those with sickle cell. So as we move forward in trying to find out how can we improve the quality of life and possibly, hopefully one day cure this disease, most of our ambition lies within stem cell research and bone marrow and gene therapy research. And with that, at this point, there have been success rates in which people have been cured with sickle cell, been cured from their sickle cell with stem cell and bone marrow transplant. However, unfortunately, when these people by the time they're able to get such a procedure, they're either too sick or too old and can't find a donor for them to be able to receive the transplant. And so, but before we talk about the prevention and one other research that I was looking into as we were researching the topic is some clinical trials that has been done that shows some effectiveness in treating the pain with sickle cell, for sickle cell rather, with the use of vaporized CBD. And this particular clinical trial happened in maybe 2014 at San Francisco General Hospital. And at this particular site, the researchers there, they had mice that they were able to genetically infuse with the sickle cell disease. And during that study, they used vaporized, in combination with opiates, they used opiates and the vaporized CBD. And when they used those things, those two in combination, they saw a significant decrease in inflammation and in the pain that the mice produced. So, like, promoting and research in that area is something that we really want to get people to open their mind more to, you know, to improve the quality of life for those suffering with the disease. So that was a really pretty good research clinical trial that was proven. It was federally funded, and I want to say it's still continuing there at San Francisco General Hospital. Okay. You can go back to the prevention. And so, as you see, like we said, we want to prevent, if possible, and improve the life of those living with sickle cell disease. And so part of the education that we would want to do, and so while personal risk factors for developing sickle cell anemia are out of our control, it is possible to avoid passing the disease down genetically. And what does that mean? If you go back to what I was saying about the trait, so if you know you're with someone and you know you have the trait, it's always good to ask your partner, well, do you have the sickle cell trait? So you could at least maybe possibly speak with a genetic counselor to see, what would be your chances and how would it affect your pregnancy if you were to become pregnant with someone who has the sickle cell trait. And like I said, ask your sexual partner if they have the trait or the sickle cell disease themselves or within their family. Because, of course, we don't know everything, from when we were born, and things could be passed down and things get lost. So, it's always important to ask your partner or ask them, do they know if anyone in their family may have this condition. Far as awareness, people who do not know whether if they carry the abnormal gene or not, they could get a blood test done. So, of course, that will be part of the genetic counseling and going as a couple to see if you guys have the trait. And it's a simple blood test that could be done to be performed to see if you have the trait. And that is our contact info. So, we started really this year. We're really excited. We really want to continue to get out, lobby for sickle cell disease research and awareness to get people aware of, how it affects people in their lives. Yeah. And if you guys have any questions.
Sickle cell anemia. It's a just a ravishing disease, but if you have to learn about it, there's some beautiful, beautiful sisters. And believe it or not, they're all sisters. Yes. Okay, let's keep moving along here. We have another speaker for you. And she's just an incredible, I think this should be the gear of the women, because women are I heard once someone said, women rock, but this really should be, because you guys are just so incredible. I mean, just so powerful. And this next speaker that I'm just honored to present is Dr. Cabal. She's a little piece of leather, but she's well put together. So if you all can just put your hands together and welcome Dr. Cabal.
Thank you, Mr. Jackson, for that wonderful introduction. Sorry, I'm short. So today I was just going to talk a little bit about meditation, something I've been doing for the past 3 years. It's really helped me, so I wanted to share that with you guys. So what is meditation? Meditation, also known as mindfulness, requires focusing your attention on experiencing the present moment. So for the time being, you forget about all your problems, and you forget about your worries and anxiety just for a few minutes. And when you come back to your problems, it helps you find a solution and helps you better cope with them. So there have been a lot of benefits of mindfulness or meditation. Most of these have been proven. In this presentation, I didn't include that many studies, but there have been many, many studies proving all of these benefits. It decreases anxiety, depression, and impulsivity, decreases stress, fear, loneliness, enhances self-esteem and self-acceptance, improves resilience against pain and adversity, improves your mood, increases mental strength and focus, increases memory retention and recall, better decision-making and problem-solving, and better cognitive skills and creative thinking. It also helps you with your body, just in general, being healthy, being stronger, improves your immune system and energy levels, improves breathing and heart rate, reduces blood pressure, decreases heart and brain problems, lessens inflammatory disorders and asthma, lessens premenstrual and menopausal syndromes, and helps prevent arthritis and fibromyalgia. So this was one particular study I found pretty interesting. A group of Harvard scientists, they got 16 people and had them do meditation for 8 weeks, and then they did a before and after MRI on their brain, and they saw the difference in, the difference they found was there was a higher gray matter concentration. So gray matter is basically for muscle control, sensory perception such as seeing, hearing, memory, emotions, speech, decision making. So all of these things were, people were better able to control them. And it also, other studies had showed that it expanded the hippocampus and the frontal lobe, which are two parts of your brain that help with regulating emotions and long-term memory storage and planning, organizing, selective attention, personality, all that stuff. The other study I found that was pretty interesting was it helps you tolerate pain better. So this study was done by the University of Montreal, where they found 13 Zen masters and had them expose them to the same amount of painful heat as to 13 people who don't meditate. And they found that the people who meditated, they were able to better tolerate the pain. Like their brain didn't pick up that signal as a painful stimuli. And studies showed that this works also for chronic pain as well. So there are many different techniques on how to do meditation. You can, look online, you'll see so many ways. This is one particular way that I've been doing and has really helped me, so I wanted to share it with you guys. So basically what you do is you are focusing your attention on one mantra or a tool. And mantra is a tool that helps you actively decrease your thoughts of worry, anxiety, and negativity. So we have millions of thoughts running through our mind. We have to, just for a little while, focus in and stop all these thoughts. We have to actively try to stop them. And when we come back to them, we are better able to solve our problems. So there are different mantras that people use. You can use Hallelujah, Waheguru, Rama, Allahu, or Yahweh. We can try this. I'll go through the steps first, and then we can try it together. So basically, you're just going to sit or lie down in any position that's more comfortable for you, and close your eyes. And when you're repeating the mantra, you have to just listen to your voice. That's the most important part, just listening to yourself, repeating the mantra over and over. And the best way to do this is put a timer on for 2 minutes, because your mind's going to wander and be like, oh, I have so many things to do and so many places to be. So the best way to do it is just put a timer on for 2 minutes and just try to do this just for 2 minutes. So what we're going to do is we're going to take, I'll read it first and then we'll do it together. So we'll take a deep breath in, and as you're exhaling, you're going to say Hale, and then hold your breath in the middle, and then finish exhaling and say Luya. So we can take a deep breath in, exhale and say Hale, hold your breath, exhale and say Luya. So we'll try it together now. So take a deep breath in, Hale, hold your breath, Luya. Hallelujah. 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 Thank you for your participation. So this technique, can you go back? This technique is just one way that I've used for meditation. You can use any technique you like, but this has really helped me to just kind of live in the moment and just make your mind stronger, deal with pain, and just come up with ways on how to better solve our problems. All right? Thank you.
Hallelujah. Oh wow, that was incredible. Oh, once again, give her another round of applause. Whew. Okay, I'm gonna do that tonight. All right, we're gonna keep going. We have another speaker. Again, this is the year of the women. I'm telling you, you guys are like taking over. We'll be president soon, or probably the U.S. Hope Trump didn't hear me say that. Okay. All right, let's put our hands together for Serenity Care. Ladies and gentlemen, she is incredible. Serenity Care.
I am the owner and founder of Serenity Care Service, Caprice Jones. And Serenity Care Service is a private home care service where I specialize in Alzheimer's, dementia, and end-of-life hospice care. We go out into the community and we provide home care services for the elderly. We also not only focus on elderly, most people with in-home diseases that will restrict them from going out into the community and doing day-to-day work from themselves. Our mission is to provide holistic quality care that focus on clients seeking exceptional end-of-life, as well as home care service that elevate their dignity, comfort, and respect. Because Serenity Care Service is very versed in multiple different type of diseases, we do not focus strictly on end of life. We focus on the whole spectrum of the medical care. We do not restrict ourselves to just hospice clients or clients with Alzheimer's, dementia. But however, I've been in the hospice industry for the last 15 years, and that's my niche. That's where I feel comfortable at. If I had to look at it as a whole, and that's my favorite. That's my favorite area is the hospice. I love when I'm there to help someone transition into death. It validates the reward of what we do as a whole, and I feel comfortable holding someone's hand as they take their last breath, and I just love that component. Our core values. We emphasize on our clients. When we walk into the home, we look at the whole spectrum. We look at the family dynamics. We look at the environment. We look at everything, but our focus is our clients. Our focus is understanding what our client needs, because sometimes it conflicts with what the family needs and what the family wants. Although the family is there and we love our families to participate and partner with us, that's why we partner with our families versus we go in and take over the service. But we like to fulfill our clients' last wishes, or we like to give our clients some gift that they may not get because of the disease they have and the diagnosis or the prognosis. We like to go in and talk with our clients to talk about what do you see? How do we move forward? How can we make you comfortable? Because again, it might conflict with what the family will want. So we focus on the client's need. We go in and we strictly look at the client's need versus before we see anything, how can my service be of service to them? That's the first thing we do. And then effective services. We go in and we execute exactly what we say. If we say that we're going to be there on time, we're going to be there on time. If we say we're going to take you to the doctors, that's what we're going to do for you. Whatever service that Serenity Care provide and whatever we come up with, we want to give you the best service that you need, because we need you as much as you need us there, and we want to execute whatever we say. So we really focus on the deliverance part in our services. And then exceptional quality care. That's where I'm arrogant at. Because I've been in this industry for a long time, I feel that I am a home care specialist, because again, I go into the home and I see what the family do not see. If it's just to go in and evaluate the whole dynamics of the family, it might be just moving one cord because of the client is a fall risk. Well, if we take this cord and we move it behind here, and then she take her walker, you see, she won't trip. And then the family say, oh, I never thought about that. Or to remove this carpet and let the walker or the wheelchair roll comfortably instead of forcing it across, and we just remove it and put it in a different area. Those are some of the specialties that I like to do. I like to go in and not just take over, but to show and educate the family how to do things in a different way that you've been doing things, to to provide dignity and respect and comfort for our clients that we take care of. Engage in best practices. We do follow everything that IDPH say we have to follow because we need to be licensed at the end of the day. However, best practices, my best practices is not the same view of IDPH best practices because it's bound by contracts. And what I mean about that is I give you a piece of paper, I go into the home and you say that you need ADLs for your client, for your mom, you need bathing, you need her to be transferred, you need all these things. But I see that the family was over last night and they had a party and some dishes didn't get washed. Well, if I'm going to be in your home and I'm going to sit there with you and take care of you for 4 hours, while we're talking, I can be talking to you and I can be washing your dishes. So that's just our motto at Serenity Care Services. I'm not going to write down that, oh, I'm going to wash your dishes and we're going to put it in the contract. No, I have my best practices and I'm going to go in there and make the environment as conducive to your disease or some. It makes you feel good when you can be in an environment that that cares for the whole being and not just focus on your medical issues and stuff like that. So that's Serenity Care Services. That's what makes us unique. Okay, services. Our home care service, our home health aid. We have home health aides, and we also have CNAs that goes out into the community. The home health aides is just a certificate. They do not have the CNA component of the certificate at that particular time. So we perform various services that's necessary to meet the client's need. The home caregivers and the CNAs is responsible for observing clients, reporting, and documenting observations and care performed. What I'm talking about on this particular area is that the home caregivers and the CNAs are my eyes. Of course, I cannot be at everybody's home at the same time, but changes of life and changes in family situations, they change by the day. And because Serenity Care Service deals with a lot of delicate clients, a situation may change in a day. So that may change the plan of care. That may change the plan of actions, how we execute the plan of care. Because today you were up and you were mobile. Tomorrow you might wake up and you can't move. So we need to see like what's going on. So documentation and everything is very critical in the clients that we service, providing personal care as directed. We do have a care plan and we execute it as directed. But however, if we see changes, we inform the family right then and there, and we need to change the care plan because I wrote a care plan for you today does not mean that something's going to change tomorrow. So we do that immediately. Supporting grooming care, including oral care. Why is this important? Because we deal with a lot of clients have Alzheimer's, dementia, end of life, cancer. Medications change the taste of everything. Medication changes the taste of food. Medications and treatments changes the taste of an apple, of anything that you put in your mouth. So depending on the treatment of what you're getting, you may put a peppermint in your mouth and it may taste like iron or it may taste like metal, because some of our cancer patients always say, I don't want to eat because the food tastes like metal. Your oral care in elderly is your most important care, because in order for them to have a quality of life, you want to keep the mouth clean, diseases stored there, and they need to taste what they have. The mouth, if you go into nursing homes, oral care is one of the most important care that we at hospice see, because you're breathing, you need to have everything open. And the reason why I said in hospice care is because some of the medications, it dries out the palate of the tongue, and then the palate will become dry and people do not want to eat, and then they go into failure to thrive. Supporting good skin care. Why is this important? Well, the skin is the largest organ in the body. If the skin is not well properly managed, that's where your diseases, that's where your breakdown is going to come in, because the skin has 3 layers. If one layer is fractured, then the whole body is going to start breaking down. That's where some pain comes from. Sometimes we, because of the nature of the clients that we deal with, they complain about frequent pain on their hips or they elbows. Those are kind of like our pressure points. What happened is that somebody sitting in a chair for too long, because the skin starts breaking down on the inside. So that's why we definitely focus on skin management. The skin has to be dry and clean at all times. And I'm a big stickler on that. That's why I got made it to this slide. Helping clients with toileting activities. Why is this important? Because if you're not able to converse, and I'm not able to tell you that I need to go to the washroom, then I will be sitting there in agony and pain. Some of our clients, especially our Alzheimer's dementia clients, are not able to converse. So what I like to do, because all of our clients are on a lot of medications, but we need to get fluids in them and they eliminate. So I need to make sure that we have a bowel and bladder charting. That's a stickler with us, because we need to know if the medication is working properly. Although the medication is working properly, all narcotics cause constipation. So what are we treating at this time? Are we treating pain or are we treating constipation? It's a wide variety of issues, especially on the hospice and Alzheimer's dementia side of the medical conditions. We really want to look at that, because that's one of the top problems for pain, because it's not managed properly. Assisting clients with feeding. Why is this important? Again, because of our clients are so delicate, things change every day. Some clients you can sit there and you can just have a general conversation with, and they can pick up the spoon and they can eat, or the fork, they can eat by themselves. Some clients can't. Then we have some clients that we call our clients that decline. Some clients have all forms of disease, cancer, Alzheimer's, dementia. They have end-of-life issues. Some clients require different preparations for food. Some are mechanical soft, some are pureed, some are just cut up the food for them. But you need to know, because this is where aspiration sets in. This is where pneumonia sets in, and that's one of the key. Those are one of the key elements in the dying process in the hospice component. Is it's a food made properly that the client would be able to eat and enjoy, or do we have to change, go into the care plan and come up with another form of way of feeding? It's still the same food, but maybe, it needs to be pureed. That's one of our main things. Observing clients' physical, mental, and emotional conditions. Why is this important? This is my favorite one, probably out of all of them. Because pain comes in different forms. Pain is not always skeletal or muscle pain. We watch for your emotional pain, because you might be in a lot of pain, and I can give you, or the doctor and the nurse can come out and give you as much medication as you want, but your body is still in pain. So now we have to see if we're treating the pain or we're treating like the mental part of the illness. Of the being. Are we treating you for pain in your joints, or do you have pain because you feel that you're not worthy anymore to live because of your restrictions? So we really get into spending time with our clients and talking to them about how do they feel about where they at right there, and the restrictions of if they can't walk or if they can't go to family functions like they used to, or if they were active and they no longer could go to work and play tennis. So we really concentrated on that type of pain as well, the mental and emotional conditions, because at that particular time, you want to bring in we want to bring in like caseworkers or case managers to see if there's another avenue that we can seek that maybe will make Mrs. Jones feel better, to see, to take her out on certain days. So we want to make sure that we're not just overlooking pain and not focused on the whole being. Reporting documents all changes, observing why is this important? I'm sorry. Because documentation is key to any home care service industry. Documentation. We're big sticklers on this component, because if it's not done, if it's not documented, it's not done. So we really want to make sure, and I check every chart every night, because documentation is online. Is stored in our computer now, because I want to know, although I cannot be at every client's house, I still want to be able to read what went on with Mrs. Jones today. And our CNAs or our home health aides, they might document something, but something would be a red flag for me. They may say Ms. Jones failed today. Well, in my mind, Ms. Jones is not a fall risk. So in my mind, I feel like, okay, some type of decline. So I need to get on it as soon as possible. So I need to go out and pay Ms. Jones an extra visit, because I go visit all my clients throughout the week. Maybe not the same days, but I like to see the clients and the family every week. So that is very important to Serenity Care Service. Again, I am Caprice Jones. If you have any questions about home care services that I did not cover here, we do have a website. It goes into more details. And you can also call me and we can talk about it. If you know anyone that, seeking exceptional care, always feel free to call me.
I told you this is the year of the woman. I just learned something very incredible. I just think this is a great health forum. So you learn so much about a whole array of diverse diseases, and if you're impacted in any way, you have information on how to address it. And I learned from Renee Appleby, because if you want to know something, you talk to a woman, okay? And we're going to be doing health seminars like this every month, okay? Every month. So give people a rate for that. All right, let's keep moving along. I'm going to introduce, now I got to say this, my lovely, lovely wife. She is the CEO and the executive director of the Gift House. And ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Rosanna Jackson of Gift House.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for being here and have a little information, because every day we are learning something new. First of all, I want to be very grateful for Good Intentions that have invited us to come out today, and hopefully next time we have more people, and then we can actually teach people, give people information. The Gift House, we have been established for 15 years now. This is my baby. Well, it's not my baby, it's my teenager now. 15 years. And we've been doing HIV and STD testing and counseling in the west side of Chicago. Also, we've been, all over the place. Every time we can go out, health fair, schools, you name it. You have a family party and you want to give them information, we'll be there if you ask us to be there. Okay, I'm going to be very brief because at this point, I think everybody knows about HIV, so it's not, we are not going to like lose time talking about HIV. You know, HIV is the human immunodeficiency virus, and it weakens a person's immune system. So modes of transmission, it can be transmitted by blood, semen, vaginal secretion. Sometimes if the mother is infected, can transmit it through the breastfeeding. And I wanted to go directly to the topic that is important today. The medical use of cannabis in patients with HIV/AIDS. Marijuana has been used for many, many years as a remedy, and scientists have identified many biologically active components for the cannabis. Today we are going to speak about the most two important ones. We have the delta-9 tetrahydrocannabinol, the THC, that seems to cause the high reported consumers of marijuana and also can relieve pain and nausea, reduce inflammation, and can act as an antioxidant. That it can also lead to feelings of anxiety and paranoia. The other component that is very important is the cannabidiol, the CBD, that we have here at the disposal of the clients, that can help treat seizures, can reduce anxiety and paranoia, and can counteract that high sensation when the client uses the marijuana. The effects on marijuana. Different, when taken by mouth, the THC is absorbed poorly and can take hours to be absorbed. When marijuana is smoked or vaporized, inhaled, the THC enters the bloodstream and goes to the brain quickly. But this treatment fades very, very quick. It's just, you have to actually go back and take more marijuana because it's not long period of pain that you can actually stop the pain. Go back. Could cannabis treat HIV/AIDS? No, it cannot treat HIV/AIDS. We have to be very careful how we word the information, how we give the information. Cannabis can ease many of the HIV symptoms due to the medication, the side effect medication that the clients use. The cannabis can ease the nausea, the loss of appetite, weight loss, depression, and neuropathic pain. Many of the HIV clients, when they are in an advanced stage of AIDS, they have the weight loss syndrome. They lost weight. So cannabis is very good for them because that actually increase their appetite, make them feel hungry, and they can eat. In that way, they can increase their weight and they can have a better life. I want to rely on this. You have to be patient that relying on marijuana alone as treatment, you cannot avoid your conventional medication. You need to use your medication because if you don't keep using your medication and just rely, you think that marijuana is going to help you, it's going to cure you, or it's going to carry you through the disease, you are going to be better No, you need to keep using your conventional medications in concert with the cannabis that is going to help you with the side effects that these medications are giving you. So you need to keep that, because if not, you are going to be a serious health condition. Okay, to get tested, we are on 1309 South Kedzie. All our services are free. We also disperse condoms. We have different condoms, the regular condoms, the oral sex condoms. We have the female condoms that people, they say, when they say female condoms, I never heard about that. Well, we have them. Okay? So sometimes when we tell like, okay, we're gonna get busy, you need to use the condom. And the man like, who you been with? No, we use the females, we use our condoms, and then we get together and we do what we need to do. But we are protected. Yes. Our life is important, and the person that can take care of your life is yourself. Nobody's gonna take better care of your life and your condition than you. So you need to wrap it up and you are going to be healthy. And remember, your health is your wealth. If you can have all the millions, but if you don't have health, it's not worthy. It's for nothing. So you need to take care of that health. So thank you so very much again, and good night.
God, I love that woman. Okay, listen, this is a great forum. If there are any questions, we can have the speakers to come back up if you want to address any questions. But again, we want to thank Good Intentions. And I was thinking about Good Intentions. I was thinking about it when I knew we were going to come over and we were going to be speaking. And I gave it some thought. And Good Intentions, making that which they touch better than when they found it. Okay? So that's a good slogan. I want to pass that on to my friend there. Okay? Okay. I would like to, sometimes I have my little moments. I would like to just bring James back up again, and so we can just put the face with the name.
Here we are, faces with the name. I've heard about this female prophylactic. That's very curious. Looking for volunteers. No, all joking aside, thank you very much for the wonderful presentation, the systems that you put together, and everybody who's done a phenomenal job here. It was unexpectedly good. Came a little late, but we now know what to expect. We want to do more of this. And I think there's a lot of opportunity here for helping not only the communities that you outreach to and the health and the various pain issues and medication issues. Good Intentions could really help. So,
okay. Thank you all. And if anyone have any questions, just raise your hand, and we'll get the speaker up there to address. Thank you again.